Now, it's clear that the brutality of Pahalgam terror attack has left the entire world in a state of shock. In the aftermath of the brutal terror attack, several world leaders have extended their condolences to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. India's message is clear. Prime Minister Modi has vowed revenge against Pahalgam terror attack perpetrators. PM Modi, in a message to the world, said that India will identify, trace and punish every terrorist and their backers. He also said that India will pursue them to the ends of the earth. Global leaders have strongly condemned the heinous attack of terrorism. US said that it stood strong with India against terrorism. UN chief called on India and Pakistan to exercise maximum restraint to prevent further escalation. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron condemned the heinous terrorist attack. Also, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said the horrific terrorist attack in Kashmir was utterly devastating, and he also just called Prime Minister Modi and expressed his solidarity. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni also condemned the terror attack.
Today, from the soil of Bihar, I say to the whole world, India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth. India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism. Terrorism will not go unpunished. Every effort will be made to ensure that justice is done. The entire nation is firm in this resolve. Everyone who believes in humanity is with us. I thank the people of various countries and their leaders who have stood with us in these times.
The terrorist attacks in Pahalgam, as President Trump and Secretary Rubio have made clear, the United States stands with India, strongly condemns all acts of terrorism. We pray for the lives of those lost and for the recovery of the injured, and call for the perpetrators of this heinous act to be brought to justice.
We were very clear in our condemnation of the terror attack that occurred in Jammu and Kashmir on the 22nd, 2 days ago, which killed a large number of civilians. But we very much appeal to both the governments of Pakistan and the government of India to exercise maximum restraint and to ensure that the situation and the developments we've seen do not deteriorate any further. Any issues between Pakistan and India, we believe can be and should be resolved peacefully through meaningful mutual engagement.
This is the largest killing of civilians since the Mumbai terror attacks. People were pulled out, identified on the basis of their identity, their religious identity, and shot dead. The purpose of this exercise in bestiality was purely to create terror and to undermine the ongoing normalization of circumstances in Jammu and Kashmir, to intimidate people from coming to this beautiful part of India.
When terrorists strike, they strike at the hearts of humanity, wherever they may. This terrorist outrage, singling out people who were Hindu, and indeed I understand Christians as well. It demonstrates these people have hatred for people because of their religion. They cannot be tolerated. I raised the issue today in the House of Commons. I've asked for a statement next week from the government to make sure we express not only our grief and our support for India, but also for the actions that India will need to take following this terrorist outrage.
India has upped the ante against Pakistan. After launching biggest diplomatic strikes on Pakistan, Indian Army, Navy and Air Force conducted special exercises. Encounter between forces and terrorists continues in Bandipora. In a big decision, MHA has given instructions to cancel all visas related to Pakistan. In fact, Home Minister Amit Shah has spoken to chief ministers of all states and told them to identify the Pakistani nationals in their state and ensure that they leave. Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi is in Srinagar to review the situation. He was briefed about the ongoing operations in the valley. He also met Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor, chairing a security review. An important meeting will also be held on the Indus Waters Treaty issue at the residence of Home Minister Amit Shah today. Union ministers, including Jal Shakti Minister C.R. Patil, will be present in this meeting. The Indian Air Force, meanwhile, conducted an exercise called Akraman, moving from eastern sector to central sector. Indian Air Force pilots carried out missions on mountain and ground targets, including long-range sorties. This comes after India launched 5 big diplomatic attacks on Pakistan and suspended the Indus Waters Treaty. India also revoked visas of Pakistanis and closed borders at Atari in Amritsar.
Today, from the soil of Bihar, I say to the whole world, India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth. India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism. Terrorism will not go unpunished. Every effort will be made to ensure that justice is done. The entire nation is firm in this resolve. Everyone who believes in humanity is with us.
And now I'm joined by my colleague Mir Farid from Jammu and Kashmir. Mir, it seems it's been a hectic day there at Srinagar today. The General Upendra Dwivedi was there. He met the LG as well. Also, the opposition leader Rahul Gandhi was also there. And it seems now there's going to be a special assembly session also. Do tell us what's happening there.
Well, yes, heightened activity every which way you look at it post the Pahalgam terror attack. We know the response of the security agencies. That's ongoing process, not only in Pahalgam but in other areas of Jammu and Kashmir. Proactive approach has been initiated. But as far as these developments, as you spoke about, the Chief of Army Staff was in Srinagar. He held a briefing at the 15 Corps Army headquarters in Srinagar in Badami Bagh. Importantly and interestingly, the DGMO, military operations, Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai was also with him, which again hints at the fact that there are so many case scenarios that the Government of India is thinking about as far as the military response to this attack. Him being in these briefings and in these meetings hints at something that's happening behind the scenes, and definitely we'll see some military response very soon. On the other hand, you have Rahul Gandhi, who's in Srinagar. He's meeting the Lieutenant Governor, and he'll also meet the local Congress leadership, and will also try to meet the victims who probably are still in one of the Srinagar hospital. On the other hand, you have the overall security scenario being looked into at different levels. Army doing their bit, other belt forces, then intelligencies really taking a review, because lot is being said about the intel failure as far as this Pahalgam attack is concerned. So lots happening on the ground. Then you also have the encounters, operations that are happening across the length and breadth of Jammu and Kashmir. I'm in Pahalgam right now. Here, not only in Baisaran area, but the whole of Pahalgam is seeing combing and search operations. Then Kokarnag, Bandipora, there was an encounter. In Jammu, Basantgarh, Udhampur and other areas are seeing an operation. So it's so much activity, in fact, post that attack that it's very hard to keep a track on almost everything. Things dynamic, changing every minute, but quite clearly it is building up to some kind of a military response to these attacks.
All right.
Back to you.
Thank you very much, Mir. Definitely things are dynamic and changing, but moving towards a decisive action, it seems. Now, India has doubled down on Pakistan. Strong diplomatic measures have been taken by Narendra Modi-led central government against Pakistan and has vowed to escalate the issue further. Heads of state of several nations dialed Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also expressed their solidarity. Here's the detailed report.
India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers.
India ups the ante against Pakistan. A day after India announced 5 big diplomatic strikes on Pakistan, the government of India has launched a coordinated diplomatic outreach to inform key international partners about the terror attack. The ambassadors of Germany, Japan, Poland, UK, Indonesia, Qatar, the European Union and Russia were given a detailed briefing on the situation at the ME headquarters.
I thank the people of various countries and their leaders who have stood with us in these times.
Not only this, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a telephonic conversation with the heads of the states of France, Italy, Jordan, Japan and Israel and gave them details about the Pahalgam attack. Among the key decisions taken by India was the closure of Atari border in Amritsar. During the regular Beating the Retreat ceremony, the BSF chose not to open the border gates. The symbolic handshake between the Indian Guard commander and their Pakistani counterparts has also been suspended now. The Pakistani nationals who entered India via Atari border have been asked to leave before May 1st. And medical visas issued to Pakistani nationals will be valid only till April 29, 2025.
I am at the Atari Wagah border, and for the travelers it has been closed. Normally we have seen that this is the only road crossing between India and Pakistan, but it has been closed now, so anybody who has visa cannot travel from this route anymore. Although the people who have already crossed in have been given time till 1st of May to cross over, and those having SAARC visas can return within 48 hours.
In response to India's diplomatic strikes, rattled Pakistan has said it reserves the right to suspend the Shimla Agreement. Pakistan also closed its airspace to Indian Airlines, suspended all trade activities and halted special South Asian visas issued to Indian nationals. Bureau Report, India Today.